We did it. We did it.
What was going on?
For some reason, my personal account was just attached to my regular thing, so I just logged out of everything and then logged back in to Get Reelisms. So I fucking hate Zoom.
Do you want to go on Instagram?
I want to do this face to face, Christine. I want to record this together and be together and happy and merry. But that's just never ever going to be the case. It feels like. I'm kidding.
One day.
One day we will. One day we're going to be back in a big bad way. I'm on Instagram, by the way.
Okay, I'm going on.
Cool.
Okay, I'm on now.
Cool.
Okay. All right, come find me.
We're live on Facebook and
That's
we're recording.
Good. Oh goodness.
So
you delete the other one?
No, I'll do that later.
Oh, I guess you just didn't share it, right?
No, I just didn't air it, basically. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I don't see you yet.
Yeah, that's because I'm here now. Ha.
Oh, yay. Haha, I see you now.
Request to join.
Yay. Dude, I feel like we're like in square one.
I didn't quite. What's that? What'd you say?
I feel like I'm relearning how to do podcasts.
Well, it never changed for me. Yeah, I'm still the same old fucking Adam that you know and love.
Yes, very much so.
That's never ever gonna change. Okay. Let's see. Let's get myself situated so I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay. All right.
We're going to do this.
Finally, after a fucking month. Okay.
Oh, Roxy says hi. Yes, we're still alive.
Ladies and shh, Christine, doing the fucking intro now.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the triumphant, most glorious return. Phoenix rising through the ashes return to the podcast, episode 49 of Get Reelisms. I am Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am Christine Chen.
Wow. A month later, Christine.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, what happened? We were supposed to do this whole thing like on the road. Let's just say that failed miserably.
Listen, we might have promised and we might have overpromised and we might have underdelivered. And is that okay? No. But did we learn our lesson? Yes, I learned my lesson. Hi, Kelly. You guys, it's been a shoot. Let's just say that. It's been a shoot, and we've been, kind of burning the candle at both ends. Christine mostly. So we survived.
We survived.
We're here,
barely.
We're barely here, and it's fine, you guys. We're, this is it's yes, understatement. That's absolutely fucking true. But you guys, I've made some reflection, and now that I got the apology out of the way for the listeners, the dedicated 2 listeners of our podcast, I appreciate you guys sticking it through and through, and I'm sorry that we're not yeah. I just read that.
Roxy just said, so for those who are on Facebook and not on Instagram, Roxy said, I'm surprised Christine isn't on the treadmill while editing this or talking. And actually, the reason is because I am at Camille's parents' house right now. So they are gone for the weekend, and I needed, sometimes I've talked about this in previous podcasts, where if I feel like I've been in one spot for too long, then inspiration doesn't strike. And so I had to switch locations, and graciously, Camille's parents let me come and hang out at their place to work. So that is why I am not on a treadmill. Although that would be funny if the next time I'm on a podcast, I was on a treadmill, but I feel like Adam would yell at me.
Well, because I already spot 3 problems with that, right? Like the first problem is the audio. The audio would be just horrendous.
But it's not like I'm
part,
running. I'm like,
well,
walking.
Here's the second part. I also know you. And every time I open my big dumb mouth, 2 minutes later, you're already checked out of the conversation. I'm not mad at it by any stretch of the imagination, but it does rob me of my self-esteem to know that I'm uninteresting to talk to. So
not true.
and then I'm just like, so what do you think, Christine? You're like, huh? What? Fuck. No, I'm kidding. I here's the thing.
We should
Christine,
give it a try, though. I think we should give it a try. I think next time I can try it, and if the audio is bad, then I won't be on the treadmill.
Guaranteeing that it would be bad.
Guaranteeing
that it would be bad. I appreciate your effort, Christine, but it would be garbage. Except I'm willing to try it. And by the way, I'm an adaptable boy. You have to admit I'm very adaptable, especially when it comes to the podcast, especially when it comes to the 10 episodes that Christine didn't co-host with me and the numbers tanked.
Well, we should give people context about why the treadmill is so funny. So for people who don't know, I just got a under the desk treadmill. It is awesome. If you want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as you know, when you're editing, it's highly sedentary. And I knew that I would become a big fat blob if I edited my entire
right here, Christine.
That's not you. I'm talking about myself.
God.
Yes. And so
rude.
I got the treadmill, and I'm walking like 20,000 steps a day. It's great while I'm editing. So, and I read that 10,000 steps is like 3,000 calories or something. So I'm burning like calories when I'm editing. It's like the best thing ever. So, yes.
But you say that, but why though? Why do you have to? Because I hate working out, and that's such a really hot take.
I hate it too. And so this is mindless working out. Like when I am actively working out, that sucks even more because I'm aware that like everything hurts. But when I'm mindless,
exactly,
then I don't even know I'm working out. That's the whole point, is being mindless about it.
So your solution was to just work through your workouts, literally.
Yes. So I don't think about the workout. So then I'm working out and I'm not thinking about like, oh, I hate this, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually focused on editing, which is more painful. And then I forget about the whole other part of the working out. So
that is not true,
Kelly,
Christine. You love it. Kelly, are you sure though? Are you sure? Because I definitely want to kill myself after a fucking routine for sure. I hate it. I
do not like working out. I just have to because it allows me to eat more food. So it's a necessity.
Yes. You preserve your life. You live longer. You're healthier. Yeah. But also it's just a monotonous fucking terrible thing, because I played basketball. For the listeners at home, I played basketball for like 3 years, and you were working out every day we filmed. That's not true. Oh, you mean Christine?
Oh, she never
misses any opportunity to work out.
It's because if I don't, then I'm not going to be able to eat the amount of food that I want to eat, Kelly.
Right.
So I have to work out. So
were you happy working out every day, Christine?
It's happy.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's just like, I don't know what you guys, I mean, I understand working out and the endorphins, whatever, but it doesn't for me. For some reason, for Adam Chase Rennie and Christine Chen, it just doesn't work out for the two of us. But Christine's solution, which I fucking hate to say, Christine, is actually genius.
It's
now that
brilliant.
I'm thinking about it.
It's genius.
Is
Don't
to
think
just
about
work
working out.
through it.
Mindlessly do it, and then you didn't even do it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if you don't think about it and you're just doing it passively and like doing other stuff and not thinking about it,
knowing how stoner brained I am, I think I'll just like play my Xbox while I'm like on the treadmill or like a Peloton and just like play video games while I
yeah, you could totally do that. That's what I'm saying. That's the under the desk, the desk, you can literally play video games while you're walking on the treadmill.
Ah, all right. Damn it.
I think it's I love this thing. Like, I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been wanting to get one for a while since I think my first idea of doing it was during Snowvid in Austin, and it didn't deliver.
Really, that long?
Snowvid. So yeah, and I've been eyeing one
Wow.
for a long time, and then finally this one came in, and like, it's perfect. I think I've walked like, I don't know, at least 20,000 a day for the past week. So
wow,
that's pretty
Good for you.
great.
That's amazing.
I think so. Yes, and I've just been editing. So it, you know what? It helps me too, because when you're sitting so long, like, it's easier to get tired and stuff and get lethargic. But when you're walking, you're kind of forced to, like, your blood's always flowing to your brain and all that stuff. That's my reasoning. And
well, no, and I understand that too. It's just, and I understand also the thrill of it too. Like, once you actually get a good workout in, like, yeah, you do feel some sort of accomplishment for sure, but for some reason, not for me. For some reason, I'm just like, oh, you actually are worse than you are when you woke up this morning. Why'd you do that? Like, you just ran and stuff. Running, actually walking, I'm totally fine with. Cardio, I'm fine
yeah,
with.
I don't run. Well, I can't run and edit. It's just fast walking edit.
No, I know, but I would love to see you run and edit at the same time. That would be
I've tried.
the funniest like, you on a treadmill trying to edit.
I've tried
like on a full speed fucking oh man.
I've tried, and I've figured out the maximum speed that I can be at, that I can actually still edit effectively.
Right.
But not kill myself. Yeah. And I've had to, like, strategically angle the computer in a way, because, like, if it's like too crooked, then, like, I run the risk of, like, stepping off I've done that, actually. I've become so focused, like, editing. Shit. Yeah, that I've like almost fell off of it. So, like, there's an art to it. Yeah. So, yes.
I'm not saying I would have laughed if I see you eat shit, but man, what a sight. What a sight.
But that keeps you on your toes, because if you aren't, like, fully focused and awake, you could eat shit. So I like to live my life on the edge,
literally on the edge of eating shit. Headbutting your MacBook. Yeah, dude. Well, okay. So you've been editing. Listen, you made a thing, Christine, and you've been
we
editing.
made a thing. We made a thing.
How's the editing thing going?
Well, I'm on the finale right now. I've gone through the entire film. It helps because Colby did an incredible full assembly. So I had an assembly cut when I came out, which I really highly recommend this to anybody who's doing their own feature in a very short period of time, to have a DIT person who serves as a on-site editor as well. What helps with it, it's better than just dailies. What's great about it is that every single day, no matter how late, I would go and watch the edit. And that would allow me to know whether or not I had pickups I needed to do. There was actually one day when the entire team thought I went rogue, because I had like 10 different shots I wanted in addition to our regularly scheduled programming. And nobody knew what those shots worse at me. And yeah, I probably drove the entire team nuts. I was like, all right, first we're gonna go to this, then we're gonna go to the house. After the house, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get the insert of this, and then we're gonna go to the pool and get the insert of this. Stryker, our first AD, was like, oh God, you went rogue.
You went rogue. You went off the radar. You became unhinged. No, I'm kidding.
I was an unhinged director.
No. Oh God, unhinged.
But it was all for
that
like
sounds
it
terrible.
all made sense. It was all needed. Like if I hadn't done that,
Sure.
I would have needed like another day at John Schneider's
But
studio.
I mean,
yeah,
Christine, a memo goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, I did. Yes. After that, sometimes you just got to do it.
Listen, you embody the slogan of Nike. Just do it.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes planning is nice.
You're gonna get the Erzulie tattoo, and under it, you're just gonna have the Nike check mark, corporate sponsorship. No, but no, you did your thing, Christine, and I know it all made sense. Like I know it all made sense, and we trusted you. We still trust you. We trusted you. No, we still trust.
Yes.
It was a little roguish, yes, Kelly. It was a little. Not gonna lie.
But it all makes sense when you see all those inserts. You'll be like, oh, I see why we needed that.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, type thing. But we just had to. I mean, I was writing the script and finished it 5 minutes before our set started for that day. Like, did I have time to like notify every single person about all the changes? No, definitely not. Like, but it had to be done because that was the only day we had those particular actors. And if I didn't make those changes and that, make those decisions immediately, we wouldn't be able to finish the film.
No, you're right. The changes were necessary. By the way, Roxy just said, we all thought we had an easy start to the day. Nope. That was true. There was one time during the shoot where like the entire art department was just sick of my fucking positivity, because once the whole thing started, it was just like, hey guys, I think it's gonna be a pretty good day. It's gonna be an easy day. And then chaos ensues.
10 shots later that nobody knew about.
10 shots later, and I'm like, hey guys, we're still doing good. And it's like, shut up. No, but it was, maybe at 1 or 2 points, there was maybe 1 or 2 of us that wanted to push you into the swamp. But that was besides the absolute point.
I would want to push me into the swamp too. Yeah, I was like, why did Camille and I write this? Yeah. Slap myself. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Actually, Camille and I had met up, and she was like, we're going to do something simple next time. Simple.
I mean, listen, it was still, you cannot say it wasn't an adventure. It was.
Oh, yeah.
The river needed a sacrifice. That's where we went wrong, said Roxy.
Oh, so the river ate your teeth instead. Oh, too soon.
They what? Sorry.
I said the river ate her teeth instead. Too soon.
Oh.
It took its own sacrifice. Oh. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that would have solved all our problems. Oh.
Yeah.
We're going all over the place. I think people are probably really confused, but
okay. So we shot a little movie. There.
Yes.
Now you're caught up.
And it was insane.
Well, yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is. It was done in 11 days, and the thing is, like, I wrote it, I was like, oh yeah, the river. I got into it when I was inebriated, and I was fine, and it was nice and shallow. didn't think that, oh, a river is a living, breathing thing and it changes with the environment.
It goes
It
down.
goes up and goes down. Duh. Like, who, like, of course I didn't think about that.
And then Louisiana is just notorious for storms. And yeah, just came and just fucked our shit up for sure.
It just, but maybe Roxy is right. Maybe if we had just performed a human sacrifice and it would have stopped.
We should have.
But you know what?
There's a
like,
couple people in mind.
Here's is my annoying positivity. We ended up with like 8 different locations in the same location. That's the positivity of it. Yeah.
That was the other thing too. The amount of hiking that I did. Usually, like typically on a film set, I'm doing anywhere from like, I know it might not sound much or it sounds way too much, but it's like anywhere from like 10 to 15,000 steps, like on a regular day, on just random. Almost every single day on that shoot, I was clocking in at like anywhere between like 40 to 50,000 fucking steps. I never walked and ran as much as I did on that fucking studio. Listen, great studio, fantastic, but man, you are hiking, you are walking. I'm walking more than a New Yorker. It was a lot. Crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I wasn't the one running around. Well, I mean, I ran around, but like not nearly as much as I would normally.
And that's the thing. Like, this was one of those shoots because at always some point, Christine, we've always every single day had like at some point we were just going to shoot the shit and talk. But we haven't really even had time to shoot.
We didn't have any time. We had all these plans. We had plans to do the podcast while we were on set. That failed miserably because we had no time.
And also that was part of my fault too, you guys. Like that was also like there was days where we could have done the pod, but I was just, my body was shutting down as we were like wrapping shit up. So my body
Kelly
was
had to yell at me to be like, no, Adam's not doing the podcast. It's like,
listen, she, I'm not going to say I didn't pay her, but I did pay her $150,000 to say that because I was exhausted and I had to take out a loan.
No, she was right.
And I told my mom, listen, it is what it is. I need Kelly to do this for me, please. Because I can't say this to Christine, but
it's all good. I'm glad she did. I still did it.
No.
Peyton
and I was going to say, you did a phenomenal, I saw the episode with Peyton. It was fun. You guys talked mad shit. But it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was next time when we decide that we're going to do the podcast on the road, we need to build in like 2 or 3 extra days to shoot. Then we can do the podcast on the road. I don't know if we'll have to try it again on a different set and see if it's possible. This was a very hard set. It was just really, really hard.
Yeah, Kelly. I was talking about this with Kelly and Roxy, friends of the podcast, and yeah, this was one of the hardest for sure. You know,
but it wasn't. The thing is, like, if you look back at it, it wasn't because it was a shit. Like I've been on hard sets because it was a shit show. This was not. Yes. This was like planned to the T. Like every single person knew what they were doing and knew all the answers. It was just a lot to accomplish in such a limited amount of time.
Right. So, especially when it's a script that's very art demanding too, in terms of like art heavy, you know.
It was extremely
props and dressing and it was a lot, but we still got it done. And shout out to the art department, Reese Rourke. I don't know if he's watching this podcast, but man, what a fucking baller, dude.
Oh yeah,
and a gentleman and a scholar.
Yes,
the guy's an animal, and he has dope animal prints too. Who fucking knew? That man can rock a pair of animal print leggings any day. That's insane. Never seen the man do that, and he could. He achieves the impossible, ladies and gentlemen. And the art department is no short of fucking genius. And then there's Adam, but that's neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, it was you say it was like you put us through hell, and you did, but but it wasn't like you said, it wasn't like a shit show, and it wasn't, and I say the hardest because it was physically demanding. Like it was very
it was
much
really,
like
I mean, how much did you, Kelly said she lost like 7 pounds or
I lost
something.
about 6, yeah. Like 5,
Guys,
6 pounds.
I put you guys through fat camp. Sorry.
No,
the cat's
and
out the bag.
Well, no, I mean, Kelly didn't need it. I need it for sure. I mean, Kelly's cut from God's wood. Like she's just fucking a Greek god. She can,
This is true. She
can destroy both of us if she really wanted to. She can take over this podcast if she wants with a strong arm, just on the both of us. But okay. You know? Yeah. So I don't know. I think that, the shoot was absolutely fun. It didn't feel like fat camp. It felt like summer camp more.
No, it's
but a really twisted, weird adult summer camp.
It was an adult film summer camp, and it was very
not in the dirty kind.
Yes, not. No, it was a lot of people. You know what? It's funny. I came back from Erzulie the following week and jumped on a AD to short film, and man, I appreciated short films so much. So much. The simplicity of it all, and the how little people there were, and I don't know, it was just when you have a big production like Erzulie and so many different people, you have so many different personalities and needs and time, and I don't know, that was hard, man. That was super, super hard.
But you fucking did it though, Christine. Holy shit, dude. Like you did a thing, you made a thing. We all did. We participated for sure. But ultimately you saw it from the very baby beginning stages when it's just a little baby script. And then now it's
filmed.
It's
and
filmed, it's a thing.
Almost pretty much all edited. Like it's already fully edited, but I haven't myself made it to the end of it. I'm at the finale right now, and oh my god, when we were originally supposed to do the podcast today at 4:00, my bad, I was deep in the middle of editing the finale, and within 2 hours after that, I was like, okay, I'm glad. I need a break. All I can hear in my head is screaming. There's just lots of screaming in my head right now, because that's what the finale is. Lots of screaming. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Just lots of over and over screaming, high pitch, all sorts of screaming. Yeah. And I'm sitting there being like, all right, let's this little just split second of this tail, this split second of this being some person getting drowned, so much drowning. Yeah.
Make sure no, that's great. I'm glad you're doing it, but make sure you give yourself a break before you start scratching at the fucking windows. You know,
yeah, man.
I'm worried about you, buddy. I'm
kidding. This was
go ahead.
Yeah, hours. I've been listening to like at least 5 hours of screaming. At least in my head. Screaming backwards, screaming forwards, screaming rewind, screaming.
And then you screaming, yelling cues in the background. That's fun.
Much respect to action editors, people who do big blockbuster editing. But then again, if I think about it, they have like 50 editors on their staff. It's not one person. So maybe like they take sections or something. I'd like to know how the post flow goes for like big blockbuster films, because like
it feels like a machine. Like
yeah,
it feels
because
like
I'm editing this thing and it's like, oh god, you see the list of credits for like these big films, and I imagine they just take one little section and maybe just that you focus on that and just all put it together. I'm not sure. I'd like to know, but because I'm editing this giant action sequence and it's like go. I'm going insane. Yeah, because it's little bits of action and it's just shit ton of screaming. That's all I can keep saying.
Yeah, but I mean, you've been through editing processes like so many times, and you've probably been through longer editing sessions and stuff like that, but I also know you, and you don't like sleeping, so you're just gonna edit through all of it. So that's also not good as well, Christine, and you should know that. There was something else I was gonna say.
Make it to the end. Yes.
No, and you are making it through, and you're like that much closer to a product, Christine.
Yeah, no, it is a product. It's I mean, like, it's quite good. Like I watch it, I'm like, wow, we did this. Like, how that was, or I'll watch something and be like, man, that was smart of us to do that. How are we so smart? Giving ourselves compliments. But yeah, no, it's we made something really good. Like, it's really, really exciting to watch and edit and power through. And I am like intensely working through it because like I'm excited, and the more I work on it, the more I want to finish it because it's awesome. It's not like something where I'm like, oh God, like how am I going to fix this? It's not that at all. It's like we have so many options, and what's the best take, and how do I make this timing of this joke land just a little bit better, but it's not because like I've edited plenty of things where it's just like Fun Employment, for example, is more like, all right, this is what we got. How am I going to fix it in post? This is Erzulie is different. It isn't that we're trying to fix it in post. It's more that we have a lot of great options and takes and how do we make it better, just and everything. So
and the fact you have options too.
Yeah. I know it was it was hard for the actors because this was like a 2 to 3 take minimum, a maximum type thing. Like, there was a few times when we would have a few more, like 4 or 5. If it was like
like technical errors. Yeah.
But I mean, it was a one or 2 takes. It's good. We move on type thing. And I know that's very difficult for actors if they feel like they didn't, get, and unfortunately because of the pace that we had to move at, like I wasn't able to, give a lot of validation after each take, or like, my hope was that, hey, after 2, we got it, we move on. That the fact that we got it, like it should be validation that you only took 2 takes to get it, But I know that was hard on talent in general to move at that pace and not have me be like, but that's what we had rehearsals. We had to very much shoot this like a play. Somebody mentioned it was like a play. We did a lot of rehearsals up front and worked out all the emotional beats and problems and questions and stuff, so that on the day we could just keep running it over and over and over and over again. And we already knew what we wanted. So that's the trick to being able to shoot so fast.
Meaning you already had the movie mapped out in your head?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy for you. It seems like you got a pretty good control on your, well, of course you have a control on your movie, but you have the power of options and shit to choose from. That's, I don't know, man. That's pretty fucking exciting. That's, I never gotten that chance to do that. And it seems like that's like a daunting fucking uphill battle to climb, because there's probably so many things you shot that are just phenomenal and you want to keep them all, but you don't want to have like 2 of the same fucking shots in the movie.
Yeah, no, we were very minimal with our, like, what we shot, we've used. Like everything that we shot. There was nothing there's nothing that we've shot that was like, oh, we didn't need that. Like everything that we've shot, we needed.
Fucking A.
And it's just because it was so carefully planned out in terms of like what we needed and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So, hi, Striker. So
The big boss himself.
the boss is here. The real boss is here.
The real boss.
Striker
Jazz Daddy
was our
himself.
first Striker, aka Jazz Daddy, was our first AD on Erzulie. Yes. And I might have traumatized him just a little bit, like I traumatized everybody else on the set.
Yeah. But that's a Moth to Flame essential, is to be traumatized via Christine Chen.
Well, okay, so I like to say it that I'm pushing people to do more than they thought that they could do. So that's how I would like to phrase it. Because the thing is, I think the thing is this: there's never enough time, and there's never a big enough budget ever. Because you know, somebody reminded me that, hey, next time we have $4 million, we're probably going to be trying to make a $12 million movie with $4 million. You know, we're always just trying to push what
Baptism
we can
by fire.
do.
Kelly.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's because we aren't entitled, and we know like how hard it is to earn that kind of budget, and so we're going to try to squeeze what we can, you know, from it. So sorry for oh, misses. It's you too.
Why, Matt? Stick around. You know it's good for you.
Okay, now we can talk shit.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Matt. Oh,
Okay, bye,
fuck,
Matt.
that
All
guy.
right. So Matt. Oh God.
This fucking guy. This fool. So there was a question Kelly made that was interesting. I'm trying to rack my head around. What was your favorite day during the shoot?
My favorite day for the shoot.
Can we talk about it without spoiling? No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I don't know when my I would honestly the finale was, even though it was super intense, I had a great day on during the finale.
Yeah.
I think I can tell you which day it wasn't. I mean, the first week was hard. First week for me was like, dear God, like, are we going to make it? You know? But I think finale, like I felt like we all, I don't know. I thought we did some amazing things with it that I never imagined we could do. It looked so good on camera. And I don't know, it wasn't a fun day for the actors, so that was kind of really stressful because the water was so cold. What was let me think about that. What was your favorite day of the set?
I guess it's not my favorite day, but there's this one particular vehicle called the Green Machine on the set that is so fucking dope. Kelly loves it, and she first introduced me to the Green Machine, and I saw him like, this fucking car is a piece of shit. And then I drove it for like maybe 7 seconds, and I was like, I take that back. I need this car in my life. I need to keep this car. I need this car.
I never got to drive that thing.
It's so fun.
Yeah?
It's so fun. It smells like garbage.
It's like loud as F.
It's loud as fuck, but you smell the exhaust coming into the car, like in the interior cabin of the car, and you're just huffing this, and you're just driving
getting
this
higher and higher.
Yeah, it just huffing exhaust pipe and driving down. It was the fucking best, and I want that car so bad, and Kelly wants it too. So whatever, it's fine. But also it broke down like every 5 fucking minutes, so that it also made me mad. So those days were great. Another, what I did. The pool was cool.
Cool. The pool for me was the hardest.
That was hard.
It was so hard.
It was the result of it though.
Oh yeah, the result of it looks
the
amazing.
Results came out, especially at night.
Yeah, it looks great
with the lights and all that, with the flower light.
No,
Yeah,
the pool is beautiful.
that was
it was
rad.
just that was like the first day we had the mermaid, and like not knowing how that would work, and I mean we knew to an extent, but like I don't know much about. Yeah, there was a whole squad that delivered the mermaid. How many people were on that
Literally,
squad? Like
it was
people?
5 or 6 people. I'm sure somebody in the chat would chime in on that. But yeah, it was like 5 or 6 people of the mermaid squad literally carrying this. And the funniest part about it was there was also a stunt mermaid. She was also rad. Her name's Amanda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amanda
McFarlane. Yeah.
Yes, Amanda McFarlane. Shout out to her. She, we were shooting the shit, just talking, and we saw the mermaid squad carry in Layla, and Amanda said, "I never seen so many people carry just one single mermaid." For me, For me, like there's maybe one person they're just throwing over their back, and then I just get dropped into the water. She's like, "That is incredible and amazing."
Yeah, it was a whole parade, the mermaid squad.
Because I mean, the costume was no fucking joke. I mean, the whole getup was no fucking joke. So everything had to have the most delicate but fastest touch.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah, that
it was a blast.
I mean, it looks amazing. It looks amazing though on camera. Like it looks amazing. Roxy did an incredible job with the prosthetics and all the painting, and like it looks so cool.
It is cool. Roxy just
riding
said
in the back of the ATV with her tail. So funny.
Riding in the back of the ATV with Layla, her tail sticking out of the back carriage was so damn funny. Yeah. So
our medic made it. I don't think they ever used it though, but it was made too late. But he, after seeing the mermaid squad, wanted to alleviate the mermaid squad pain and made a like mermaid stretcher.
Yeah.
So there's a stretcher with like a mermaid tail holder extender thing where she could roll on it. Too bad we didn't get to use it, but it was really sweet that he made that.
It was very sweet and very, very intuitive with like, and I don't know if it's, well, it's not like we had a, I'm going to choose my words carefully. It's not like we had a lot of resources in that place. So the fact that Greg, our set medic, by the way, just built this entire stretcher out of whatever the fuck he could come up with is absolutely incredible. He's
Greg is a Macgyver, man.
He's like a Louisiana.
Greg was our Mr. Fix-It. So
he's like a Louisiana Tony Stark. Like he's just he just knows, and he just puts this shit together, and now there's a cart specifically made for mermaids.
Yeah, no, he was so
That's amazing.
Paul is going to be credited for multiple things, but he came on as a set medic, but we had hired him because we knew that he was a jack of all trades. He is former EMT, water rescue, and a bunch of other things. But like what Greg does not lack is enthusiasm, and just like he will like just jump into anything. And so we look at this like marshy, gross, swampy, alligator infested water and be like, Greg, come help us, please.
And he just jumps right in and looks for that shit.
And we're just like, dear God, like, ew. And he's just right in there and looking for snakes and making sure everybody's safe, and poking at things and cutting down, poison ivy and whatever is in there, and without a complaint, and like just goes right in, like just right in. Thank God for Greg. Yeah. At any time, a car breaks down, Greg, someone's RV is broken, Greg, basically anything. It's just Greg. I'm sure if we needed a camera, he would produce one too. Like
anything technical or mechanical.
He could probably build something.
Yeah. Exactly. 100%. 100%. Yeah.
So no, he's the coolest. And every set needs a Macgyver. Every low budget indie film set needs a Macgyver.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was our Macgyver. Yeah, man, I have PTSD.
Listen, I do too. There's a lot to unpack here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we can unpack it all in one episode.
No.
And also there's just so many things we do want to talk about, but
Yeah, next time will be a bit more structured. This time was kind of like an emotional dump.
Listen, do we have to have structure for this shit? No. I have a structure. It's called let's just shoot this shit and talk film shit with real film people.
Yeah, but it's important to have context just a little bit.
There is context, and the context is that we shot, specifically Christine directed a feature, and we've talked about this feature for Jesus Christ, Christine. Like,
for a long
time. No, we talked about this episode, or talked about the movie for like 10 episodes, I want to say, but I know that
this is like December or something. Yeah, because I started raising money. Like we started working on it in January, but I found an old email that in November 2020 of me pitching to Camille the short story that I wrote, short script that I wrote for this film,
right?
That I had written immediately after hanging out with Kelly in the pool during the summer, just also brainstorming. And I wrote a 7 pages short script. And it's funny, I went back and read it. I was like, oh, it is this. Like, the premise is completely the same. Like, it didn't change. It was this, it had all the beats. It had the beat with the intro, our opening sequence, and then it had the 4 girls. The difference is they were at a camp. In my script, they went to a motel instead of a film camp, or instead of a camp.
Instead of a film camp. Yeah, instead of a camp. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, but it was right there, 7 pages. And
how long ago was that? You said last fall?
So there's an email dating at November 2020. So last fall, of me emailing Camille and saying, hey, I have this short script I want to turn into a feature. Are you in? Basically. And that was November 2020. That script though, I wrote in the summer of 2020 because I pitched it to the AFS Austin Film Society. Always has I haven't gotten it a single time, but it has this mystical grant that I've applied for every single year for the past 6 years and never gotten it. But originally the title of Erzulie was Amphitrite. That's what I submitted the grant for. So I had It was called Amphitrite. So Amphitrite is Triton's wife. So that's how.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what originally where the script was titled, was called Amphitrite.
Interesting.
Because the mermaid at that point, we weren't sure. Like when I wrote it, I didn't know like where her origins were yet at that point. So, but then later on, with developing and wanting it to be in Louisiana, the voodoo aspect just magically fell into place.
And it made more sense.
Yeah. So, and it was Camille that found Erzulie itself, which is actually a real legend, real voodoo legend. So, but it has nothing to do with mermaids. It just it was a separate goddess named Erzulie. But yeah, no, it's crazy that it was only in November that I pitched that script to her, and then we were done with the script at the end of December, because we went like balls to the wall on it.
So a month later, you got a script? Wow. That's right. I remember you. Yeah, it was back in. You're right. It was back in December.
Yep.
It was like the middle of December. It was like you were in Colorado, I think.
It was. So a lot of things were happening at once. So
Yeah.
What had happened was around that time in November, the reason why I pitched it to make it into a feature was because I got an approach I had gotten a tidbit basically that if I ever had a script that was thriller oriented, that I would get distribution. And I was like, ding, 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 I do have something. Let me resurrect Amphitrite from the dead. And so I brought that script, pitched it to Camille. She said yes. I pitched the idea to the distribution company. They said fuck yes. And so then we were like, all right. And they were already at that point saying, hey, we would want this thing to be completed in May, basically, like shot, finished, like, because they want to be able to sell it. Like it's a summer blockbuster, type thing. So I was like, oh dear God, we can totally do it. And so so while, because I remember I was editing a feature in Virginia at that time.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Camille and I were kind of virtually working and writing it. And then when I took my much needed vacation after
Hawaii.
To Hawaii, I was still writing it.
And you made a documentary.
Yeah.
No big deal. It's fine.
Yeah. And then then January we just started prepping. Yeah, prepping, looking for talent and everything. We got all our talent by February, because I remember I used Snowvid that week because I was on another feature at that point still, Marisol actually, and there was a whole week where production was canceled because of Snowvid, and so I used that week to casted everybody that week basically. And so I think that was February, right, when Snowpocalypse happened. Yeah, so
February.
February. And then we were like, all right, if we want to get this thing done in mildly close to May, like I need to get this shot in April, basically. And so, yeah. That's right. But then luckily we were able to push the deadline to more July or August. So, but yeah, we've been on track, but it's been nuts. But we did it. We have a film in the can, and it's almost pretty much all edited. I'm almost done with the full pass, and then I'm gonna have some work in progress screenings to get some notes and stuff. And then we do have 1 day of pickups. There will be 1 day of pickups, probably in Austin, Texas. We'll see. And then I'll go into the VFX and coloring and all that stuff. I just want to get through this like first round, because I know I got to jump back on the fundraising bandwagon. My favorite thing to do. I say this with so much bitterness.
You sound excited.
So excited.
You need to tone it down.
You know that's my favorite process of filmmaking.
Yeah. Listen, no one probably enjoys it either. I mean,
I wonder, like, I can't see how anybody would enjoy raising money. Like, it sucks.
Yeah. Unless it's like a fun, I don't know. Yeah. No, you're right. It doesn't just when it's
terrible. I hate
for your
it.
project. Yeah, just you kind of it is weird.
I feel like the meme, the Bernie Sanders meme. I'm once again asking for money for my film. I'm a broken record all the time. I'm just glad I'm done with the crowdfunding aspect and everything. But like, I gotta do I gotta do the second round of fundraising, which is for post-production. So, because we just raised enough money to get us barely through production. When I say barely, I mean like barely.
Yeah.
Production. Yeah.
Barely. Yes, but you still made it through.
Yes.
Somehow, some way, we still made it through. It's kind of crazy seeing it now on the other side, or being on the other side of Erzulie in the aftermath. And of course, for a month we didn't record an episode.
We were so traumatized.
We were traumatized, but also it was much needed, and it definitely gave me, because I did feel some sort of bitterness that I didn't really like, but also like it was due to the lack of sleep, and I was just so goddamn tired that I was just like, I'm ready to go home. Like I need to get back, because my bed is calling my name, and that goes to anywhere I go. I don't know if it's the same thing for you, but like I do not get more than 5 hours of sleep when I'm anywhere else that isn't my bed. Always
I don't have that problem as much as
I always you can
because
put
I'm
me
always on the move. So
you can put me on a marshmallow bed, the most comfiest bed ever, but it's not my bed. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
so it's weird. But anyways, I still had so much fun, and going back through, like, I had a journal just writing down each and every day what I did, and going back through and seeing all 11 days of just everything that I was doing was just so fucking rad. It was so goddamn cool. And I'm glad that I'm part of this too. And I'm sure I can speak on behalf of a lot of these people, especially the crew who worked on, and the cast who worked on Erzulie, super fucking thankful, because this is truly a kind of a dream come true in a way, because I never thought I would be working on a shoot like this. Like, if you told me, like, even before I moved to Austin, saying like, "Hey, dude, you're gonna work with your mentor on a mermaid murder film," I'm like, "Yeah, all right."
I'm a mermaider film.
A mermaider film. Yeah, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't lie to me. And sure enough, holy shit. The journey to get us here, though, was long,
Yes.
uphill, but we still are here, and I would never have traded it for anything. And the fact that I got to be with the coolest fucking people on the crew, what the fuck? How lucky am I? So I do feel grateful in that sense. But I think I know I'm gonna turn 27, but I feel 63.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, I aged significantly through in this set.
Yeah, Christine hit her midlife crisis in the sense she's not even 50.
Goodness. Yeah, no, that was, I mean, it was hard, but like, yeah, no, I feel extremely appreciative and grateful of everybody who made this mildly possible. This is not something that is like what we were able to accomplish is not like people were shocked that the 11 days and everything, and when they watch it they'll be even more shocked. And what I can say is, like, this is an extraordinary crew, and that's the reason why it could be done. It can't, I mean, it can't be done on most sets. I've been on sets that are a whole month long, just 5 weeks of shooting, and can't accomplish the number of setups we have per day that we've done at the quality that we're doing it at. So it's that. And then we had a big reason why this was also possible was just the number of people who are part of our collective networks that came and helped out in other ways, like sending care packages from wherever they're at. Like,
Oh, that was wonderful.
oh my gosh, like that was
great.
I didn't have a favorite day. I had favorite parts of the day. And one of my favorite parts of the day was always seeing the number of packages and opening them. And like, I would just cry and be reminded how lucky I am to have people who support me that way. That's definitely one of my favorite parts of the day, was doing the stupid Facebook Live, Instagram unboxing, but it meant a lot to me to be able to do that every day. And it honestly, that would keep me going sometimes. Like, hey, like, even though I feel like everybody hates me right now and I'm stressed out of my mind, clearly there's people who like support us and who believe in us, and like seeing that physically and tangibly, it was
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite parts of the days of every day. But yeah, like there's the first week I was stressing out so much because like you have such limited resources, and it was hot. We were all outdoors, and like we were like going through our snacks and drinks like crazy, like fast, and I couldn't understand how, and I was like freaking out because like we just don't have the budget to like to just spend freely. And then that end of the week we got a whole new shipment of stuff from people, like drinks and coffees and just trail mix and all sorts of stuff, and it just made me feel like, all right, like we're gonna make it. Like we're if it's not just, sometimes it would feel like it was just me pulling everybody to the finish line, but then it was those days when I opened those boxes, or like a donation came through the crowdfunding campaign or something, that I felt like it was everybody pulling us to the finish line.
Oh yeah.
And that's
Oh yeah. And it helped. Every little bit helped. I don't know if anybody's listening to this right now, but goddamn, we're thankful. We were absolutely fucking thankful.
Yeah, it makes me, I might starting to get emotional again. But like,
well, don't, because then I'm gonna get emotional. But yeah, go ahead.
It made a huge difference, and it was
The
much
biggest
needed.
difference. Yeah.
This is how much needed it was.
Yeah.
At the end of the shoot, we had like barely anything left over. Like we had like a few snack bars, and we did have like some bubbly waters and stuff like that. But for the most part, like everything was consumed. Everything had been taken. Everybody had been like perfectly. There were a few cereal bars and whatever, and like a bag of goldfish. But like that's how like perfectly how much we needed all of that. Like everything was gone, and that was perfect. That's how I didn't want to go home with a bunch of stuff. Like, so like we had just enough to get us through, and
yeah,
it was great. Yeah.
No, it was the best.
But that I think that was my favorite. There was never a favorite day. It was favorite moments of the day. Yeah, that would be one of my favorite unboxing things. Lunch was a good moment too for me, just to see everybody kind of sitting in the barn and all chatting and eating, and that was a very, those times were very nice. I loved when I first walked into the sets and they were set dressed for the first time. So that was a beautiful moment to be like, wow, like everything's coming to life. Like this cabin looks completely different. This visitor center looked completely different. Like that was those magical times. Being able to sit in after a very long, stressful day and look at the assembly cut with Colby and being like, oh my God, we do know what we're doing. was also a very favorite part of my days. So yeah, I had little moments that I will always remember and cherish. And how does this compare to Fun Employment? Because that was my first feature, and this is technically my second one. Fun Employment, there were no expectations. That was the thing. This was different because I felt a lot of pressure on this that I didn't feel in Fun Employment. Fun Employment, I never expected it to be anything. I wasn't using anybody's money, anybody's resources, but crowdfunding.
Well, you had the intention of making a feature.
Sure, yeah, I had the intention of making a feature. Mm-hmm. My intention was to do the best I could with that feature, right. But like, I had no expectations of it like going to like make money or whatever. That was like the best case scenario type thing. But like, yeah. This one, I just felt like there was just a lot of expectations because like there are no excuses on this one. Like I've had the training. I know how a feature is made. I've helped people make their features. I've and so many of us have been on so many other projects. So we have the experience. So I think I was talking to Carly or whatever, and I was like, I just feel so much pressure because in this case, like, if it's a shit show, it's our own fault. You know, like, there's nobody to blame it on. Like, it is literally our fault if it if it is anywhere mildly a shit show. But it wasn't. That was the beauty of it. It wasn't. It was just very difficult shoot because of how much this was easily a $700,000 movie made for $150,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So take that with what you will.
Oh yeah.
We had to adapt. We had to adapt.
Yeah.
And we did.
And we did.
You did.
And
you know.
did. Yeah.
And I think it was neat seeing you
not AD.
No, well, no, like, it was because I'm trying to say it without sounding corny, but there's no other way of saying it. But it was kind of the first time that I saw you like excited and happy. You know what I mean? Like, you showed up like every single day, like, even though you were exhausted and tired, you were still excited. You were still happy. The fact that we, like, any set I mean, even walking into the pool, like, I remember seeing your reaction. You were like, it was the end of the day, but like seeing everything kind of come to life and shit like that.
Yeah.
Things started working out. Of course, there was chaos and stress ensued, but there was every few moments where I saw you smile and saw you happy. And I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, I was just stressed
because
out.
It was
but,
nice.
It was, I mean, like, it's, especially like right now when I'm in post, I'm just like, wow, like, we made this. Like, we made this. Like, this was a seed of an idea in November. It was a 7-page short film script in November, and in the summer it was a seed of an idea, and now we have literally birthed a film. Yeah,
a movie.
We pushed it out of the canal, and it was a difficult birth, but it's out.
it was tedious nonetheless. Yeah. Yes. But, you know, we did it with amazing people.
Yeah.
You did amazing people. And the fact that I was able to tag along with this, of course, yeah, there was a few things like I wish we did do the podcast. That would have been great. But at the same time, also too, the internet connection was absolutely spotty. So it would have been a difficult podcast nonetheless if we did do a podcast. But neither here nor there. I think it was still a fantastic experience. It was amazing. And I mean, we're, I think now over an hour doing this. Yeah. Do you have any closing thoughts you want to make before we say see ya for a little bit?
No, I feel like this will be one of many downloading of the experience because it was an epic experience. But I think, I mean, the biggest thing was just like, I'm so thankful of everybody who've made this possible. From, you know, like Peyton joining in and helping me, you know, with
friend of the podcast, Peyton.
And, and then all the crew members, you know, from every single person, you know, being there, and then all the people sending us care packages, and like, it takes a village, and it does, and that village delivered, and like that, like, I am so thankful to even have that experience, and it's because of everyone. So
fucking A.
Yeah.
Well, I think that just about does it, Christine. What do you say? We're done?
I think that's it for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I hope we do this regularly still.
Yes.
We're going to do our absolute best. This is a podcast where we just like to sit and have fun and shoot the shit and talk about movies and talk about the shit we are making. So that's kind of like the matriarch of this entire operation, and also celebrating the work of Christine Chen, who's, let's be honest, the talent of the podcast. And yeah, we're just glad that you guys are here tuned in, listening to us banter and talk and everything. And thank you again for, sticking around, because this podcast is definitely means a lot to me. I'm sure it means a lot to a few of you people, but it means the world to me. So again, I say thank you to the fans. I say thank you to Christine. And Christine, I'm gonna go take a shower now.
Okay. And
Yeah.
remember, keep following us. You're going to hear more about the film. We have a website,
Yes.
ErzuliFilm.com, Erzulie, ERCULI film.com. And then it is the Get Reelisms podcast. So get your Get Reelisms book.
Get the Get Reelisms books, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. And we have stickers now. We have stickers. I got to put those on online. Yeah, we've got stickers too. What about the thing? Yes. And
What
also, yes. And also, Adam has his own podcast as well. What is it called, Adam?
It's a working title. Well, we might, I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep the title. It's called Chasing Adam Podcast. It is gonna be a solo podcast, name after Adam Chase Rennie, and I'm a Kevin Smith fan. Go figure. But it's going to be a solo podcast, and basically it's going to be no different than shit that we're doing here. I'm probably going to go on Instagram Live. I'm probably going to stream on Facebook and stuff like that. We're going to have just basically a talk about anything related to film, culture, whatever it is. We're just shooting the shit. And also it's going to be a little fun journey of me going through existential crisis of writing my first script and hopefully getting it fucking made before I die. So that's going to be my podcast. So hopefully if you guys would love to see a grown man crumble, listen to my podcast. I'm kidding. No, it's a great podcast. I'm excited. I'm going to be starting it real soon. It's going to come out later this month in June. I already shot the first episode, so these are going to be like pre-recorded episodes, and I'm still trying to get a feel of what topics I should be bringing and how we're going to be doing it live. And I want to do it live so I can get fans like coming in from far and wide and participate in this show. So yeah, and we're gonna have guests too. I'm gonna have a guest. It's not just gonna be a solo. I'm gonna hopefully Christine would be on if she's not too big enough to be on my podcast. And and of course Kelly, friend of the podcast, Roxy, everybody, so many goddamn people who are more talented than I am. I'm gonna have them on the show and teach me and hopefully you some shit. So without further ado, Chasing Out a Podcast. Catch it later in the summer, late June. You, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the Get Reelisms podcast, episode 49. 50 episodes next time, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be there, and you better believe we're gonna be ready.
Yes, we'll be a lot more ready. I had to relearn how to do a podcast. We took such a long break.
Yeah, I guess I did too, but also I kind of knew we were just sort of like, not having a straightforward structure.
Yes.
And for the people who are all sorts of fucking confused and bewildered, I'm sure you'll let us know in the comment section. Well,
what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I'm so confused. I unsubscribed. Whatever. It's, we're making movies, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do in the movie business. If you can't keep up, get out. I'm kidding. We love you guys. Please tune in next time. And as always, Christine, getreelisms.com. And yeah, get your books, get your stickers, get those orders in, ErzuliFilm.com for all the Erzulie goodies. Yeah. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Bye.